Girl, I can't lie.
Previously on XOXO Chinelo.
Brazil has been the #1 place that I've wanted to visit since I was a little girl. I feel like this trip is just the beginning of something really, really special.
Yeah, I said, oh mamma mia, I need another quarter piece from the piece of...
It is officially official. I am moving to New York City. I can't believe this day has finally come. I feel like I've always dreamed of living there, but it's always been something that I felt was so out of reach. So for it to be finally happening, I'm just honestly like super surprised and super shocked, but also this was kind of always a part of the plan, so I guess there's really no shock. But anyways, I'm moving to New York City. And if I'm gonna move to New York City, I need to find a place to live. I need to find the perfect apartment. And trying to get the perfect apartment in New York City is definitely a feat within itself. You have to think about price, you have to think about neighborhood, you have to think about the amenities that you want. This market is a tough market to navigate. There's so much competition, there aren't that many places to live, and it can be really, really stressful. So I really wanted to document my journey of apartment hunting and trying to find the perfect apartment for myself that would in turn help you if you were ever in this predicament. So I hope by sharing my apartment hunting process, it can help you in the future. So what exactly am I looking for in an apartment? First things first, I want my apartment to look very charming. I want the pre-war appeal. I want things like arched doorways. I want bay windows. I really want that pre-war charm. I currently live in a luxury white high-rise studio apartment, and I've loved living here for the past 5 years. But if I'm starting my journey in New York City, I kind of want my apartment to have a much different feel than what I'm used to. So that's why I want to kind of branch out and get something with a little bit more character and with a little bit more history. Second thing second, I need natural light. I am literally a plant. Like, I'm literally a plant. I need light. If there's no light, I will never leave my apartment. I will be so depressed. I need it so bad. Not only because I'm a content creator and I use natural light to film, but I'm a person. I'm a living human being, and I need to be around sunlight. So I definitely need a place where I can get a good amount of natural light coming in. So because of that, I'm looking for a place that has nice south-facing windows. South-facing windows means the sun's gonna be like right directly at you and give you all the sun you want. If you want the opposite of that, then you would opt for like north-facing windows, which would give you a really like, not dark, but darker apartment. And I don't want a dark apartment. I want light, I want natural light, and I need it. So it's definitely a non-negotiable for me. It cannot be on the first floor. I don't want to live on the first floor, especially if I'm going to be living in like a pre-war apartment, because those apartments are old. Who knows last time they've been renovated, you know? So it's probably really easy for bugs and for water to seep in. And the first place that it's going to seep into is the first floor. So I don't want to be dealing with bugs. I don't want to be dealing with flooding. I don't want to be on the first floor. Also, I hate the idea of people like walking past my apartment and looking into it. Absolutely not. I don't want that at all. No first floor apartments. Also, if you have a first floor apartment, you won't really get a lot of sunlight. All the sunlight is up top. If you have an apartment that's a little bit higher, then yes, you'll get all the sunlight because you're up in the clouds. But when you are so grounded, you won't get enough natural light. So the natural light and the no first floor thing kind of go hand in hand. And lastly, I want like a semi-organized way to obtain my packages. I get a lot of packages because I do a lot of shopping, and I have heard so many horror stories of people stealing packages. That can't happen to me. So I need to live in a place that has a secure package system. There are a bunch of other things that I want in an apartment too, but with my price range and where I want to live, I know I can't have it all. But the other things that I would like, if I can get it, is I want an apartment that's at least 600 square feet. My studio apartment right now is like 400 square feet. And as I grow and mature and accumulate more stuff, I need a bigger place. So I need at least 600 square feet to my name, please. And with that being said, I need more space for storage. So having nice closets and cabinets and just organizational things already in the apartment to kind of help store things is something that I want as well. And if I can get in building washer and dryer, I would like that as well. The fact that I even have to compromise on that is insane. But if I could get a washer and dryer in my building, I would like that. But I would much rather have space and storage than in-unit washer and dryer, which is insane. That's so insane. Okay, that's what I want. Let's see if I can actually go get it.
Nervous. I'm feeling a little nervous. This is my first official apartment touring, and I don't really know how I feel about the apartment. I like the location, but it's giving very family over here, and I'm just not sure if I'm ready for a family vibe. I kind of want something that's giving young adult, but not fresh out of college, even though I am fresh out of college, but I don't want that vibe. I just want young adult, single, in the city type vibe. So I'm not sure about the neighborhood. It is a nice neighborhood, but I'm just not sure if it's the right neighborhood for me for my first year here. But I'm excited to see the apartment. I'm going to tour it and we're gonna see.
So this was the first apartment that I toured and I immediately hated it. First things first, it was a ground floor apartment, which I don't want and I would never consider. So it's already out of the running because of that. And I just wasn't feeling the pre-war charm that I want. It was just too modern for me, way too modern. And I hated that it was on the first floor. Because it was on the first floor, there was barely any natural light, which is non-negotiable for me. It was nice layout, had a nice bathroom. I loved the bathroom. I love the tiles, but even with the bathroom, there's no counter space. How am I supposed to do my makeup in the bathroom if there's no counter space? The bedroom was nice and spacious, very modern, very white, and it had this weird sunroof element thing going on, and it had a window that could opt as a door that could lead to the backyard, which I thought was really cute, but it's just not what I need. I don't care to have a backyard. I want natural light. I want pre-war charm. I want space. So it just wasn't really checking off any of my boxes, but it was a nice layout. Everything was updated. All the appliances were updated. Everything was modern. It looked really nice, but it just wasn't my apartment. It wasn't what I was looking for. It didn't really have a lot of the qualities that I wanted. So this was an apartment that I definitely passed on. Second apartment. Walking into this apartment from the outdoors, I didn't like where this was located. So I was but if the apartment wowed me, I'm down. I do want to live in a certain area of the city, but if I find my dream apartment in West Bubba, then I'll just move to West Bubba, But anyway, I walk into the apartment and the living room was so small. I was shocked. I was almost flabbergasted. You couldn't even fit a fucking couch in there. And I was like, what? And I just thought the layout was really weird because I'm thinking okay, what is this cabinet space for? Is this one of those spaces where you put a TV? No, it's your closet. Why is my closet in my living room? What? I just didn't like the layout at all. The living room was so small. There wasn't really any natural light in the living room, but there was a lot of natural light in the bedroom. And I did like the vibe of the bedroom, but I don't know. I prefer a spacious living room rather than a spacious bedroom because I would like to host. I would love to make friends in the city and host and stuff. And I don't want to host things in my bedroom. So I would much rather have a spacious living room than to have a spacious bedroom. And so it was just like, Like basically the bedroom had all the qualities I wanted the living room to have, and the living room had all the qualities I wanted the bedroom to have. Because like I said, why is my closet in the living room? The kitchen was the kitchen. It didn't wow me, didn't surprise me. The bathroom looked really nice. I did like the bathroom a lot. But the apartment overall, it felt weird. It felt mismatchy. I felt like the layout was completely off. And I was even telling like the guy who was like showing it to everybody, I was like, I'm not really sure if I like this apartment. And he was like, that's fine. There's a much bigger apartment upstairs. Do you want to see that? And I was like, oh, yes. So then I went upstairs and I saw the third apartment, which looked identical to the last one that I just saw. The living room was slightly bigger. It was slightly bigger, but the layout was still the same. Small living room with a closet in the living room, gigantic bedroom with all this natural light that I would rather have in the fucking living room, and then a weird ass bathroom and a weird kitchen. And I'm just like, you know, like no. You're already located in a location that I don't even like. So I was just trying to give you a chance to see if you could wow me, and you didn't. You didn't pass the test, so no, I did not apply for that apartment. On to the fourth one. The fourth apartment was nice. I loved the exposed brick. I loved it so much. But the living room was small as shit. Like, I swear to God, like, I don't know how I could fit anything in there. It was so small. And the kitchen was nice. I didn't love how high the ceilings were, which is like a really weird thing to complain about. Mainly because like I'm gonna be living alone. I want to feel safe in my apartment, and I've never lived in a one bedroom before. I've only lived in a studio apartment. So like if the walls are too tall, I will feel like I'm living in a space that's too big for me. Like one aspect of my current apartment that I really like is that the walls are like the perfect height. I don't feel like small in this apartment. If anything, I'm outgrowing this apartment. And I felt like with the apartment that I was viewing, the fourth one, the walls were too tall and it made me feel very small, and it would make me feel very unsafe. Like I'm pretty sure the walls were like 12 feet. And I was like, the walls don't even need to be that tall. Like I'm pretty sure the walls of my apartment are like 9 feet. I know it's a really like weird thing to be so anal about, but like, I don't know, like I'm trying to find the perfect apartment. And like if I just don't get a vibe, then I don't get a vibe. I couldn't really get a sense of the bathroom because it had like blue LED light all over, but I loved the kitchen. Living room was small. Bedroom was decent, had nice natural light. It was kind of the perfect mixture between something that is like modern and stuff, but also has like charm and character. But the one thing about this apartment that I was like, what the is that it has outdoor space, like patio space. And I was like, oh, patio space, like that's cool. Like this is nice. I like a patio space. But like in actuality, like do I need a patio? Like I would much rather have like a bigger apartment. I would much rather have, you know, in building or in unit washer and dryer. Like I don't give a about these fucking amenities when I don't have the basics. I think you can go around and like make a fucking patio when you have like basic necessities like fucking dishwasher or in unit washer and dryer or like enough fucking space in the apartment. But like I hate apartments that are like so small, almost perfect, but are missing those key essentials. And then as a selling point, the brokers will be like, and then there's a patio. Like I don't give a fuck about a patio. Like I don't care. It's just so crazy because the patio was literally bigger than the living room and the bedroom combined. Yeah, it was cutesy. It was a cutesy apartment, but no. And then I got down to the fifth apartment. This apartment, it was perfect from the last minute detail. It was huge. It was 800 square feet, which is basically double what I'm living in right now. It had the perfect pre-war charm with the decorative fireplaces, not only in the living room, but also the bedroom. And it was kind of one of those railroad style apartments. So it starts off with the living room, and then it goes into this like transition room that I envisioned being like a dressing room, because I have a lot of clothes. I have a lot more clothes than the average person. So I'm thinking, oh, I can make this space into like a dressing room. I can build out closets on the wall. I can have like a big mirror so I can like, you know, try on all my shit in front of the mirror. And then I can have this like nice Persian rug on the floor. Like, it was perfect. And then you go to the room, like my room, you see another decorative fireplace, like I said, but then it's also like nice and spacious and it has natural light. And then also like the bathroom is nice and spacious, and then it has this like quirky transition area. The kitchen needs some work, but the kitchen was perfect. There's a fucking chandelier. It was perfect, in the perfect location, perfect charm, perfect space, like perfect everything. It was perfect, guys. Like, it was perfect. Like, when I went into this apartment, I was like, oh yeah, you're mine. 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 And you're mine. I was actually the first person to tour that apartment, and I submitted my application so quick, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna pray, and I'm gonna hope I get it. I didn't get it. I got a big fat rejection. And not gonna lie, I went into a bit of a depression after that. After that, I was like, what's the point? What's the point? I literally just found the most perfect apartment with everything I want and more. And I got rejected. So yeah, we'll just have to see what apartment I do end up getting. Yeah. Wow, I just got flashbacks. But it's okay. So yeah. Those were all the apartments that I saw, all the apartments that I toured. I hated the first 4. I loved the 5th one. I applied for the 5th one and I didn't get it. So we're gonna continue the apartment hunt. Look out for my social media, like my TikTok and my Instagram, to kind of get more up-to-date stuff on the apartment hunting process for me. That was all of the apartments that I toured. Obviously, we're gonna have to continue the apartment hunting process. So make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok and subscribe to my YouTube channel to get more updates on the apartments that I see, the apartments that I apply for, and for the apartment that I will eventually secure. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next one.